It was in the early part of the pandemic that Erco released their new Eclipse series of track heads. A modular series of track heads that comes in multiple sizes where you can add accessories to change the beam shape, the angle, the color, just making it this Swiss Army knife product, similar to like an ETC Source 4, something really versatile, something that can do almost anything on a project. They've taken that technology and they've put it into their new exterior product, the Beamer. And that's what we're going to talk about today on 10 in the Show. Okay, here is the Beamer, right? This Beamer has, if you're familiar with the traditional Beamer shape, this has been modified a little bit to accommodate the new lensing system, which is what we're going to talk about in a little while. But sleek, perfect German design, what you'd expect from Erco, right? They've been doing this for long enough to know what it takes to do an outdoor fixture that you really love. That's what the Beamer looks like. This is the... Okay, so the Beamer comes in two sizes, a small and a medium. Spoiler alert, a large is coming. What makes this system really unique on the marketplace and something that's, different from a lot of the other exterior products you're going to find out is this. So as I lift the hood on this bad boy, this is what seals it in, 2 captive screws and a gasket, makes this a wet location fixture. But this is the lensing system. This lensing system is very similar to what you find in the Eclipse product. So, with a simple twist, you release the bayonet system, and this lens is swapped out for something else. The native spot is in here. That's what creates the nice tight beam. This is the dark light lens. So this is what's going to recess that light source deeper into the lens pocket so you don't get any glare. I'm going to show that in a little bit. And then you can swap it out with numerous Erco accessories. I happen to hold in here in my hand right now the wide lens. Wide lens is going to go on here like this. And now it's a wide flood. It's that simple. Oval linear lenses, spot, medium floods, all available as accessories as well. All right, so some performance features on the Beamer. While you'll see the standard CCTs are 3000 and 4000K, Erco has already provided on numerous occasions 2700, 3000, 3500K, and in multiple CRIs. So you've got different color temperature options and CCTs. I also mentioned the color filters that you're able to add on to here to move those CCTs to warmer or cooler, depending on how your conditions work. Should also mention that in this larger size that's currently available, we go all the way up to 2600 lumens out of that package. So lumens are not necessarily a super important metric when we're talking about a floodlight or an accent light, because of course center beam candle power is going to be more important, but that's the horsepower you're working with. The optics are what's going to drive that light. The narrowest distribution is 5 degrees, and we get all the way up to an 84-degree flood. That doesn't count your oval linear shapes, as well as your wall washer. One last important piece to mention is this back cap here. The idea here is, well, what makes this different is you're used to an aluminum-bodied housing for something on the exterior, right? Powder-coated finish, all those good things. What you can't tell in the video, and I promise you can't tell in person either, is this back cap is actually graphite. And the reason for that is Bluetooth technology Kasambi controls are built into the Beamer as a dimmable option. What does that do? It does a couple of things. First of all, it means you don't have to pull 0 to 10 volt wires outside, which contractors hate to do anyway. The other thing that it means is that when you open this up to wireless, that means that RGB and tunable white technologies are available in the Beamer. So introducing RGB to the exterior products from Erco is a game changer in terms of both performance and optics. I'm really excited about it. It also means individual fixture control. So if you're lighting a sculpture or a statue or a piece of art outside and you want to subtly control different tones of light around that sculpture, you're no longer running multiple 0 to 10 volt runs or DMX to make that happen. Simple Kasambi wireless controls can be built right into this thing. We are recommending a 50-foot gap between fixtures, no more than that, for wireless control. So for those kinds of really, really tight accent projects, you don't have to worry about controls. Think about them. I seemed a little distracted while I was shooting some of those clips today. It's because I had my 2 assistants over here who were on the other side of the camera framing things up and making things happen. They are going to be my assistants as we do the outdoor mock-ups, which I talked. That's when you hold it still. All right? Okay. Okay. We're good, Nola?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're good.
All right, behind me is the tree in our backyard. It is being illuminated by a single beamer with a spotlight down to the right, okay? What we're gonna see next is as we get darker, the sun goes down a little further, you're gonna see what a spotlight distribution and a floodlight distribution does to this tree. Just so you're aware, the fixture is about 50 feet from the base of the tree, and we're shooting approximately 40 to 50 feet up into the tree canopy. Okay, so our first mock-up was with the spot lens, which is the native optic for this fixture. I'm going to swap this out for the wide flood lens, which you saw earlier how we do that swap. So we're going to take this barrel off, swap out those optics with that canopy mount, and boom, we're going to light this tree with a wide flood and see what the difference is.
I have a cool trick.
Whoa, look at that difference.
What?
You can see that whole canopy is lit up. And you can see the difference. That whole tree is lit up compared to when we use that spot. Now, this is a great exhibit of what the fixture can do. Whether or not, I'm not necessarily condoning floodlighting trees with big, wide floodlights that point upward. This is more just for the demonstration of what the fixture is actually capable of. One of the most difficult things to show in camera is the quietness of the fixture and the low glare quality of the fixture. I'm going to try to do this as you come around here. Of course, this is a dark, we're getting into a dark evening. This is a wide flood lens. You can see there's just a little bit of spill light lighting those seashells there, and as I come around this way, there's that aperture of the fixture. You're really not getting glare until you come to about this angle, and that's when you can see it. But I'm almost on top of this here. As I come in really close, pardon the smudges and the fingerprints, what you'll see is the light source is really deep in that aperture. And that's what's preventing you from getting a lot of lens flare and a lot of glare in your eyes. Okay, so I've got my lovely assistant here with her unicorn. And then way up there, hey, wave your hand in front of the light there, Nola. There's my other assistant. What we're trying to demonstrate here, Sophie, come on, baby. What we're trying to demonstrate here is that medium flood. I want to back up here. And you can see this medium flood fixture is basically bathing the whole front lawn in light from a very medium distance here. But what's cool...
I'm going to go back up there.
Okay. What's cool is, as you come out this way, you can see the fall off. Hopefully you can see the fall off of that beam as it moves across the lawn. No sharp cutoff, really classic sort of Erco beam control here, where it's bright center, right on the unicorn. All right, so this is just an engineering sample that's mounted to a board. But in general, this would be your mounting position. I'm going to reach around here and I'm going to undo the other hex bolt. Can you see that, the lensing there?
Yep.
Okay. So that lensing is going to be a linear spread lens. And one of the cool things about the aiming system on this that we're going to come around and try to show you, what you'll be able to see out of this window here is, as I rotate this, that line of light is going to change. And I can rotate past the aiming point here. So you can sort of see, can you aim that at the bush down there? Yeah. So you can see as I turn this, how that light source is hitting the bush, and then it moves away from the bush. Okay? So that's that linear spread on here, so it's not lighting up that roof anymore. Can you point that at the unicorn again?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Now what I can do is I can rotate this out, and I'm lighting clear across the street because that beam of light is shifted. And I come back this way, and I'm keeping the light right on the lawn, kicking out into the street. This is one of those things that's really tough to mock up, but I want to sort of show you here as you come around this way. I'm going to turn this back behind me. I'm in that beam. I'm being lit directly, right? But as you sort of see that fall off in that linear spread, I'm going to get out of the shot here. You can see that linear spread is cutting across, all the way up across the street because of the rotation of that optic. That's what's possible with these light sources. So if you're talking about a wall wash effect, or you want to light a pathway, or do something really narrow and direct, you've got all of those optical capabilities. I think right around now is the time that I should turn these lights off before the neighbors start wondering what it is that I'm doing. Guys, thanks so much for watching another episode of 10 in the Shed. If this was valuable to you, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know if these are valuable to you. As we get back out to doing in-person meetings and in-person calls and presentations, I'm always questioning the value of this kind of virtual communication. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you'd like to see more of. And thanks so much for tuning in.